All right, we are live from Occupy City Hall. I can already tell that the mic is too loud. Let's turn that down. There we go. We are live from Occupy City Hall. Fireworks are going off. They are celebrating White Nationalist Day to its fullest extent. This white nationalist holiday is being celebrated to its fullest extent right now. For anybody who has been paying attention to what was going on today, then you know that today, and all the days that the protesting have been going on in the city of Rockford, and all the days the occupation has been going on in the city of Rockford, today was unique. Today was unique. A lot of people say a lot of things about our numbers or about us not having a certain amount of numbers. But if it's one thing that I can guarantee is with the numbers that we got, we make things happen. Well, I don't know what that is. I was trying to figure out like bird seeds. I thought maybe you tried your bird seed plan. Really? And so anybody who has not, please go to the May 30th Alliance page and watch the videos. Please go to my Facebook page, watch the videos. I'm banned from my Facebook page, which I knew was going to happen. I knew they was going to ban me this weekend. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make it through these between Saturday and Sunday without my page being banned. So they done banned my Facebook page. We got different people here that's been here for the protest. That's been here all day. And I don't know, different people may speak. We got Rabbit here. And it may be, I know it may be because of the things that went on with 4th of July, maybe new people tuning in and watching that hasn't tuned in and watched before. But I want to say this to anybody. If you leave any racist comments, and I'm not saying I've seen any racist comments, I'm trying to talk. I don't really got a chance to look at the comments. But if you do leave racist comments, you shall be banned. So if you one of the people that's watching it for a negative reason, you a detractor, I'll keep your view. We'll take your view. We'll take you feeding the algorithm. We okay with that. But don't say nothing, because if you say something and reveal yourself, I'm gonna ban you on live. On live. Somebody. Oh, what the hell going on, Rabbit? You hear some nut shit. It's something crazy in the comments for you.
No way.
Rabbit, you remember?
What?
What? Oh, wow. That's not. You want me to ban him?
What the fuck?
I don't know. Today has been one of the craziest days, at least in the top 5 of days. Rabbit gonna ponder on what he want to do about that comment that just got left. We had somebody that just pulled up that we gonna have speak. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the top 3 craziest things that I experienced today, and then I'm gonna pass the mic on. I'm gonna also say this too. I wanna. Because I'm transparency, we leaning into transparency. I want to apologize to both Rabbit and the lady to my right if I'm musty at all, sweaty at all. I have never sweat this much in my life. Between the sweat and the chalk, I also want to apologize to any of the viewers of my lives. My mouth should never be that dry, ever. That is a crime that my mouth was that dry in those videos. I apologize. I probably should be banned for a week for my mouth being that dry in those videos, and for that being the thumbnail that people got to see before they click on the videos. So I do want to apologize for that. Thankfully, none of the racist people was quick enough to bring that up in our back and forths, because they probably would have won that round. Okay, so I'm going to get into the top 3 craziest things that happened. Number 3, the third craziest thing. What's up? You want to ban the comment? Okay, ban this comment. All right. I gotta ban you. You got to go. I'm sorry. Things like that need to be kept in private. Kept in private. But not because of language. Because we don't got no issue with language. Look, they drunk tonight. Okay, top 3 craziest things that I personally experienced. The third craziest thing. And I don't want nobody to be offended by this. This is not has nothing to do with my stance on interracial relationships or interracial marriages. But I have to point out one of the things that was not only disturbing, but was one of the craziest things that I've seen is that out of the maybe 30 to 35, 30 to 40 black people who were there in like a family setting, in a family group setting, at least 85% of the people were black men with white women, and they had mixed children riding along in this parade. Again, I want to make sure I'm not offending nobody. That's not what my stance is on here. But this is none of it. This is what I want. This is what I need. We have to understand as a people. If you are going to get in a relationship and have children with somebody that is of another race, of another ethnicity, nationality as you need to make sure that y'all are teaching these children the truth about this country that they in. You have to teach these children the truth. You cannot have these beautiful mixed babies riding in this. They is black babies, but they treating them like they mixed babies. That's how they treating them. So that's why I'm saying it like that, because I understand that they mindset not even a place to understand that they black. Y'all can't be having them riding on these floats with these racist white people. And then that was one of the fact that it was so many black men. And again, I'm not. Okay, let's move on to the next thing, because that I already know. Let's move on to the next thing. The second.
Their kids when they come down here. Because they sit here in February and say, "Hey, those are your ancestors."
You're right. Let me get through these points so I can pass it on. Okay. Let me. That was somebody. A lady said that. Okay, we gonna move on, because that was the third. The second craziest thing was the reaction from the group of racist people who applauded the police. They were screaming. You would have thought that Michael Jackson or Prince was risen from the dead and was putting on a performance at the Super Bowl halftime. And it was going to be Tom Brady last Super Bowl or something like that. Like, that's the level of extreme emotion that was being displayed when these police officers came by. Screaming, yelling, all of this. And then minutes later, when the black children came by, crickets. You can't make it up. The same thing happened on Memorial Day, so this time I knew to be ready for it. And now these black children that came, these were part of organizations. And so
like United Way.
Yeah, United Way, that was one of the organizations. Okay. And so that's a separate conversation. I'm just listening to three craziest things that I experienced, and I'm gonna pass it on. And then the top number one craziest thing was the Ku Klux section that was in front of CJ's. That's what I'm gonna call them, the Ku Klux section, because they showed they ass. I don't know what CJ's got in them drinks, but go down there. If you trying to get lit, you trying to get drunk, go down to CJ's, because whatever they put in them drinks, Hyphen X said it's racism and colonialism. Well, they mix it. Must not have been impressed. Oh, wait, that's about Rabbit?
I'm trying to figure out which.
It must be about Rabbit.
Not again.
But the Ku Klux section was going berserk. One man in the Ku Klux section, he tried to smack the phone out of my hand. The man drunk. He got some, I think he may have had cognac or something in his cup. Smelled like it was some cognac. He had something in his cup. He's slurring his words as he yelling at me. I see he reached back to slap the phone out my hand. He's so drunk that he's stumbling as he do it. I just moved the phone out the way. He stumbled forward. Now, this same man who did that, that's an attempted assault. The same man that attempted this assault, minutes later, Tom McNamara walked down the street and gave him a big hug, gave him a big old hug. You would have thought it was...
Tom hugged him?
Yes, Tom hugged the man that attempted to assault and bat. Well, he ain't so bad. I don't know about it. You never know what could have happened. He could have hit my phone.
Him going like that is the
that's
assault.
bad.
If he would have connected.
That's the battery. So he did assault. He attempted to battery. And not only that, I think I may be psychologically damaged from the interactions that I had between him and his lawyer friend, who was also in the Ku Klux section. I hear that this lawyer is a rich lawyer. He all over bus ads and stuff like that. I think I'm psychologically damaged from the white nationalist behavior that they put on display. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. I might need to sue for damages. Ain't that, what's it called? Damages or something like that? Emotional damages. Okay, so again, this is the Ku Klux section. Now, in the same Ku Klux section, it was a man with his shirt off. He got his shirt off. He screaming and clapping all crazy as the cops coming by. the Ku, what else? Oh my goodness! One of the ladies in the Ku Klux section. She got every time I seen this lady, she had a different color drink in her cup. Every time I seen her, first time I seen her, her cup was clear. Second time I seen her, her cup was brown. Then the last time we had an interaction, she had some type of green concoction in her cup. She had the Incredible Hulk or something in her cup. Every time I seen this woman, she had a different cup. She was drunk, and she walking all up in front of me talking about, I got a black granddaughter. Am I racist? Is my racist? I got a black granddaughter. Am I racist? I'm. Yeah, exactly. Instead of saying that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. So the top for me at this moment at least, I might have to go back and watch it over. For my, but for the things I personally experienced, top 3 craziest things. Number 3 was the disproportionate rate of black men with white women at this white nationalist parade that they was parading these black children through. Second, what did I say the second was? See, I already forgot. All right, it don't matter. It's somewhere on camera. All right, I'm gonna pass it on. Who go here? That lady here. You go? Yeah, that lady gonna go next.
Okay, I had a couple of interactions. I wouldn't say like I would rank them or nothing. I think that every interaction in itself is intense. And with these kind of people you're dealing with, you feel like anything could happen at any moment. So you're not really like thinking about, what all is going on and what's being said to you in that moment. It's very like reactionary, but at the same time, you're very mindful of the fact that these people don't care that there's police around. These people don't care that there's a bunch of people around. These people, drinking and early evening. They drunk early evening, middle of the street. They trying to fight you in the middle of the street. They don't care. They don't care. They will go to war with you in the middle of the street in a heartbeat. Like half of them drunk, other half of them racist. They see a woman, they misogynistic. A lot of men was trying to step to me, and there was a particular situation. What we heard a lot was, we saying fuck the police, anybody or F the police. I don't know what they take videos down for cussing, but I don't care. Anybody who knows me knows that if you got something to say to me, I'm not just going to take that and keep walking. Anybody. If you ever see me protesting, if you ever heard my voice on videos or whatever, a lot of people don't know me by name, but a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, that's her voice, or oh, I know her talking. So if you ever heard me talking, nobody is going to say shit to me, and I'm just going to keep it pushing. We're going to stop, full stop. We're going to address the reckless ass, out-of-pocket shit you just said to me that you thought you was going to get away with. And then I'm going to keep busting the moves I'm busting. So a lot of people, they had a problem with, oh, we using a certain type of language, or oh, we speak in a certain way, or we using curse words, we using expletives, and there's kids around. But the people who was always talking about, oh, there's kids around, will be doing and saying the wildest shit. Like this woman talking about, oh, there's kids around, and then she started to stumble forward, and whoever it was with her literally had to hold her back and pull her back. She talking about, there's kids here, but you drunk in front of your kids. You drunk right now in broad daylight in front of your children, drunk in public on a public street, drunk. And you talking about, watch your mouth because I said fuck the police. You talking about watch your mouth because I said the police are murderers. But you out here drunk in front of your kids. Another incident that happened, I said I wasn't going to rank mine, so this is going to be out of order. But the number one, I guess, the overall memorable moment, and this was caught on tape. A lot of this stuff was caught on tape. The other thing that people think they're just going to get away with it because we in a random place. But When people like to say shit or when people like to act out of pocket, I feel like I'm on a hidden TV show because we have people that follow us around with cameras, whether it's people that are, agree with what we have to say. And, they came out here for the rally. They came out here for the protest in solidarity and support with us. Or whether it's people that don't necessarily agree with what we're saying, but they're going to film us going down, the street or whatever and be like, oh, look at these clowns and blah, 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 blah. But I like to be like, you're on candid camera. There's a camera there. It's a camera there. It's a camera there. And you just talking out your neck for what? You're on camera right now. This going right up on Facebook as soon as we leave here. You're on live right now. It's already on Facebook right now. You on live. And people don't understand, we live in an age of technology where people can find out who you are easily. People can find out, the guy that came down here, he's a real popular lawyer. Or he was a real popular defense attorney. People can find out, that you related to so-and-so, or you work with so-and-so, or somebody knows you. Rockford, a big city, small town. Somebody knows you. So why y'all out here whiling and acting like, some heathens, like you're gonna box people in the street? We got your name. It's only a matter of time. As soon as it goes up, we got your name. And you out here, full name, on display, talking about you gonna put hands on a young black woman. Talking about you gonna assault or attempt to batter a young black man in public. Right in broad daylight in front of the police on a public street. So this other encounter I'm having, we walk back up towards, what is that, Wyman and State. Once you get right across the bridge, it's the corner, and it's the Luther Center is on one side, Subway is on the other side across the street, then they got some salons across the street from that, or whatever. They had this big setup, this big old stage, and they had like a DJ or some shit and, some stuff set up out there. But I passed by the one time, there was somebody on the corner, and he was talking about, fuck the police, blah, blah, blah. And I walked by him, and he popped off his hat, and he showed me the back of his head. He got a tattoo, some a few letters outlined on the back of his head. And he telling me, oh, I used to gang bang, fuck you, da-da-da, this and that would be cool. So I'm like, okay, fuck you too. Kept it pushing. And I go back, we go down. We're following the police down. He wasn't even, a person of interest to me at that time. So we're, kept moving down. The police was marching down the street. So we following them down the street, hollering out, fuck the police. And so they get down far enough, and we're like, all right, we're going to turn back and, start heading up back towards like City Hall, back across the bridge, and huh? Oh, they're weirdos. So I started making my way back. We turned around. We got everybody turned around, and the same man, he had popped his hat off again, and he was like, "Oh man, you don't know shit. I used to gangbang. I got people that will shoot you." And he telling me to my face, like, I'll shoot you. I got people that'll shoot you. You ain't shit. You don't know shit. And then I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you just said you was gonna fucking shoot me. Are you dumb or are you stupid? And he's like, oh, don't fucking cuss in front of my kids. I was like, you just said you was gonna shoot me in front of your children. You literally told me that you know people, that you used to gangbang, and that you know people, that you got people on deck, on call, that will shoot me, no hesitation. And you talking about don't say expletives, curse words in front of my children, and you out here telling me that you will shoot me. That's the type of shit, that's the wild ass shit that happens. And it's so, like, crazy that people really, like, don't see shit wrong with that. Because us, our reasoning behind, everybody, there's kids here. Well, Mark Barmore got shot in the basement of a church in front of children. Those children were not too young to experience somebody's life being taken from them. Ayanna Jones, this isn't local, but Ayanna Jones is a child that was killed by police. Tamir Rice was a child that was killed by police. So if children are subject to police brutality and police terrorism at a young age just for being black or brown, then your kids are not too young to learn about the fact that there are other children out here experiencing different realities from them because the color of their skin. Your child is not too young to learn that. And that's what people need to understand, is that you shelter your kid for so long. Oh, they don't need to be exposed to that. They don't need to hear about that. They don't need to know about that. Then they grow up to be ignorant. They grow up to not know those things because you kept it from them so long in an attempt to shield them from this harsh reality that will never be their own, that you make them ignorant and send them out to the world and have people like some woman that just drove by an hour ago talking about 1776, everybody was free. Everybody was not free on 1776, and that's the entire reason why we had this thing. It wasn't a big fuck you to police. It became a fuck you to police because people like to associate patriotism with bootlicking, with police support, and like they go hand in hand. But that's not how that works. The police are a violent, oppressive regime, and so, that's apples and oranges when you compare that. Comparing, a love for a culture or a place or, stuff like that, and then comparing a violent, oppressive entity. So, that's our reasoning behind it. Like, you're not too young to learn the real history about what happened on this day. If you're going to celebrate this day, then you should know what really happened on this day. Everybody was not free on July 4th in 1776. There was an entire race enslaved in this country. There was an entire race that was murder, genocide, rape, theft, experience all of that just so white European colonizers could come here and call this land their own. So if you're gonna be out and be drinking and bring your kids out and watch this, you know what, that's fine. Kids love fireworks, don't deny that, but be real with them about what's being celebrated. It's not about independence, because everyone was not free then. We're not all free. And some people still aren't free. That's a talk for another day, though. But, that's our reasoning coming out here and try to bring awareness and try to educate people. And people are more worried about words that are being written in chalk or words that are being said rather than the colonization of this country and the fact that it's still being celebrated to this day. So that was one of the things that I experienced. That was full caught on camera. So watch out for that shit because it was crazy. The other thing, somebody, I'm walking by and, somebody at that point, they had grabbed my arm, and it was somebody I knew. They had grabbed my arm and they're like, it's not worth it. Let's just go. Let's go. Cool, cool off, have a water, whatever. And so I was, taken from that environment, and I started walking back towards the bridge, back the way that I had came. And I'm walking, we're walking back. There's a few more people that was on that side of the bridge as well that had come down there, that had followed the police all the way down their parade route. And so we all turn around and we start making our way back across the bridge. Somewhere about midway into the bridge, into coming back up towards City Hall on our way back, there was a man, and he had some shit to say to me. I don't even remember what it was that he had said to me. But he said something to me, and I already said when I got on here, don't think that you're about to say some shit to me and I'm not going to say anything back, because I will clap back every time. You're not going to say nothing to me. You're not going to say some racist shit under your breath. You're not going to say some bootlicking shit. You're not going to say nothing and think that you're just going to get away with it, that you're just going to get a freebie. It's no freebies. Okay? So I will say something. So he said something. He said whatever he said. And I said something back. And of course, there's kids here. There's kids. And the police kill kids too, is the rebuttal. Police kill kids. Police kill people in front of kids. You kid not too young to learn that the police are murderers and what this holiday is about. And so he had started saying, he's like, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here. And I go through this with everybody. I would have kept walking, but you had some shit to say to me, and now look, we here having a whole ass confrontation when you could have just shut the hell up and minded your own business, and I would have kept it pushing. I would have kept walking. There's no reason for me to stop on my route, on my path. There's no reason for me to stop walking unless I get stopped by somebody who wants to try to let some slick shit off and think they're going to get away with it. So I would have kept walking. I'm explaining to him I would have kept walking, but you just had to say something to me, and I'm not going to let you get that one off without clapping back. So this man, he stopped for a second, like he paused for a second, and I had a megaphone in my hand. I had the one part slung over my shoulder, then I had the speaker part, or the microphone part. I had that in my hand, and so the cord was running, and I'm speaking into it, and it's looped over my shoulder, and it's just going. It's on, so I'm talking. I'm telling him all this stuff. I'm telling him. He trying to tell me, oh, there's kids here, blah, blah, blah. And he's standing in front of me like, had to be less than an arm's length. This man, in front of everybody, in front of his children that he's supposedly trying to shield from curse words, in front of the drunk woman who was somewhere in the general vicinity that I had passed on the way down, in front of all these other white supremacists, in front of everybody in broad daylight in the middle of this bridge with police around. Police had just drove past or something like that. In front of everybody. I got the microphone in my hand. I got the speaker part of it, where the sound comes out. I got that slung over my shoulder. This man leans forward and tries to swat the speaker that's down by my hip. So he's standing across from me. He takes his right hand and swats this way across my body to where it's on the right side of my body. So he takes his right hand and tries to connect with my right hip or whatever and hit the microphone. So now this man has just assaulted me in broad daylight, in broad ass daylight, in front of everybody, in front of all these people. A young black woman, this, grown ass white man, probably drunk, who knows, in broad daylight has now assaulted me. And, people a lot of the time get the definitions mixed up. We kind of went through the definitions here. Assault, you do not have to connect with somebody for it to be an assault. In some cases, if a person thinks that you're going to hit them, that's an assault. People have been put in jail for that. For some reason, they've been able to go to court and prove that somebody had the intention of hitting somebody. And it's not like I'm going to hit you, or you better shut your mouth or else. It can be very vague, very vague. If you think somebody is going to harm you in some kind of way, if somebody throws something in your direction but doesn't necessarily hit you with it, if if there's a near miss, or you even sometimes on accident, almost hit somebody or something like that, that's assault. That's already assault. Battery is when you actually connect. Battery is if he would have swatted and he would have actually touched my body in some kind of form. Battery is if he would have thrown something and it hit me. Battery actually does some type of damage. There's something felt. There's something received on the other side of battery. Assault is like they have the intention. They put it in motion. They put it in action, but it's not received by nobody. Battery is when you actually receive that damage. So at this point, this man in broad daylight has assaulted me in front of everybody. What happens is, because we all some riders for each other, and we keep each other safe, what happened was, I don't know if people want to be named, somebody who was, connected to the group stepped in front of me in between myself and this guy. And he was basically like, what you want to do? And almost immediately, the guy had probably the quickest change of heart I have ever seen anybody have. All of a sudden, everything could be solved with nonviolence and just talking it out, which is crazy, because, he thought he was going to put his hands on me, but really he was about to get his ass beat. And when he seen not only the one person that stepped in front of me and was like, what's up? You want to hit her? You want to put your hands on her? Put your hands on me. Put your hands on another man, and we'll see how that goes. Then all of a sudden it was, I'm just frustrated. I got kids here, she cursing, this and that and the third. No, but you was ready to put your hands on somebody. But now you change your mind? Interesting. Because you was swatting at me. You was assaulting me in the middle of the street in broad daylight 5 seconds ago. But then somebody else jumped in that was your size, and then you wanted to not fight no more. Then, then it became, another woman came and, that's affiliated with us and was like, don't touch her. Do not put your hands on her. Don't touch her. And then another person came and another, then we got 5 people there and they telling him, back up, don't put your hands on her. Don't even think about it. So that's what I mean by we keep us safe. Because had I been alone, or that man, I moved the speaker, on my hip. I kind of rotated it a little bit, so when he swatted, he didn't connect. He missed. But had I not moved, had I just froze, or had people not stepped in, this man was ready to stand 10 toes in the middle of the street. Until, somebody showed up, and then another person showed up, and then another person showed up. Then all of a sudden, the police wanted to come over and intervene. The police on their bikes wanted to come over and tell the man to just go sit down and, to just go on about his day, just ignore it. But you see, there was no type of action taken by the police to arrest this man who had just assaulted me, to criminalize this man who had just assaulted me. They was just going to let this white man go on about his day like nothing had ever happened, like we had just exchanged some words and we just had a disagreement and that was going to be the end of that. Like he didn't just assault me in broad daylight on camera. So that's the type of stuff. And he talking about, oh, my kids is right here, but you just assaulted a young black woman in broad daylight on camera, talking about don't curse because my kids will hear it. Your kids watching you trying to put your hands on a black woman. Your kids are watching you. tell a young black woman that you got people that's gonna shoot her. Your kid's watching you stumbling drunk, trying to step up to me. Your kids are watching all of your reaction to this. And instead of it being a teachable moment where you either, one, let them know the reality that other people have to face in this country, the reality of the roots of this colonized land, or two, rather than teaching them to just ignore it, to just let them keep walking and don't say anything and just watch the rest of the parade and go get the candy and just mind your business. You decided to pick option 3, where you make a complete fucking jackass of yourself in public, broad daylight. That is wild. Wild. You are teaching your child way worse than we could ever teach your child by saying fuck the police. By saying fuck the racist colonizers. By saying damn. Or any other curse word. You are teaching your child public drunkenness. You teaching your child to threaten people with shooting because you don't agree with them because they said fuck the police in front of your child, or because you just don't agree that they said fuck the police to begin with because you support the police. You're teaching people to respond to differences in opinion with violence. You're teaching your children as a grown man, it's completely okay in broad daylight to put your hands on any woman. It don't matter that I'm a young black woman. It don't matter that I'm young. And, none of that stuff matters. You are a grown man allowing your child to see and teaching your child that it is perfectly okay that when you don't agree with somebody or when you don't like what they're saying, that you can just hit them in front of people in broad daylight on camera with absolutely no consequence or thought about what comes after that, what would have come, what would have happened if the police did come down there and arrest this man in broad daylight on this bridge in front of his children. How different would that have been? And he talking about it's bad what she did. Don't pay no mind to what I was doing. Don't pay attention to what daddy did when he put his hands on her, and he assaulted her, he battered her. Don't pay attention. It's all her fault because she cursed. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing as a reaction to what she's doing. Pay attention to what she's doing. So, that was kind of, I guess, the fact that a lot of parents was out here trying to say, oh, there's children out here. But then would be, displaying characteristics that nobody should expose their child to, and that nobody should be teaching their child is okay. I hope that white man went home and was like, you know what she was saying may have been bad, but I lost my cool. I was wrong when I tried to put my hands on her. But I highly, highly, highly doubt that conversation happened. I highly doubt it. That man didn't go home and tell his kids that he was wrong for what he did as a reaction to what I was saying. They're going to go home and complain about how their night was ruined by protesters. They might go home and solidify and instill into their children that, see, this is why we don't like black people. They ruined our day. Those damn black folks again.
So by them
That's the conversation that's going to go on in that household. There's not going to be no type of remorse, you know. If you willing in broad daylight to try and put your hands on me and then what's the word I want to say? I'm trying not to cuss. I'm sorry. I'm really trying not to cuss. Not because I don't cuss. I will cuss in real life, but I'm just trying not to get no videos taken down. But you decide to B word out, you know, after other people. But you decide to B word out when you seen other people come in. So you know what? It wasn't no type of there was no type of remorse. Even then when, you know, the other gentleman walked up and was like, you know, what you want to do? There was no type of remorse then. It wasn't, I'm sorry, I tried to hit her. You know what? I was wrong when I tried to fight her. I tried to assault her in the middle of the street in broad daylight on this bridge. It was none of that. It was, oh shit, she got a squad. I'm going to back down. I could fight one, small woman, but I can't fight two grown-ass men and, how many people is that? Three grown-ass men and two women. So, you know, something like that. But he realized, you know, this is not a battle he's going to win. And so he backed down. So there was no, when I say about, this conversation is not going to happen, he's not going to display no remorse, is because at no point did he display no remorse then. At no point did he apologize. So I truly find it hard to believe that he is going to find it in his heart, you know, later this evening or sometime this week or, you know, before it's a long forgotten event, that he tried to put his hands on somebody in the middle of the street in broad daylight just because he didn't agree with them. That's not going to be a conversation. That's not going to be a teachable moment for his children. Like I said, it's going to be complain about how we were out there cussing, and he's going to completely absolve himself of all of the actions that he took in response to that. Even though they were well exceeding, well escalated past the actions or the verbiage that we were using out there. You took me out there saying fuck the police and escalated it to trying to put your hands on a woman in broad daylight. Like that. So, that's some of the craziest stuff. There was another honorable mention moment where a woman closer down here to City Hall was trying to say something to me, and I'm, saying something back to her, and we just going back and forth, and of course somebody's in the back talking about get a job, and it's not only Sunday but a holiday, the 4th of July, and most places are closed on Sunday, and then even more places are closed the 4th of July. City Hall is not even open tomorrow, and it's Monday the 5th of July. So it just gets like, where are you coming from when you're out here telling people? It's always in like the oddest times, the most clear times that nobody would be working at, or like the times that it's least likely for people to be working. So at City Market or after City Market, people would be like, oh, get a job. You at City Market right now. You out here right now. You out here watching the parade with us. Why are you not at work? What are you doing here? Why are you not working? So it's just so crazy. People ask at the oddest times why we not at work. Because nobody's at work. It's a Friday night. Nobody's at work. It's Sunday night. Nobody's at work. Why you keep asking why people not at work while you not at work? That's super hypocritical. If you expect us to be at work 24/7, why you not at work 24/7? You expect us to be at work, get a job, be working on a Sunday night. Why you not at work? Why you not at your job working on a Sunday night? People don't even realize how they sound. They don't even realize, like, these people out here saying this shit, talking out their neck. It's like they don't even realize, like, do you hear yourself? Are you listening to yourself right now, trying to tell us, stop saying that in front of my kids while you saying all this other stuff, while you doing all this other stuff? You don't hear yourself? But anyways, so this woman was saying something to me, and I don't know if she was drunk, or she just didn't give a fuck to have herself collected. But she had on like a regular a bra, just a regular bra that with the underwire and whatever. But then she had a tank top on over it. I get it. Okay. All right. I'm wearing a tank top. I'm wearing, I got, fresh. But yeah. But she had the tank top on, but she had it all like fucked up. Damn, I'm trying not to cuss. She had it all messed up. Her like okay, so it was like the spaghetti strap tank top or whatever, and she had it all so like her whole like was just hanging out. I'm trying not to expose myself because I'm better than that. But it was just all hanging out. She all, my kids are out here, blah, 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 blah. And she just all hanging out, letting it all loose. And so I, kindly alerted her to the fact that she was very concerned about what I was saying, but she needed to be concerned that she was out here exposing herself to everybody. Respectfully. Ooh. Oh, careful. So, she had all that. She didn't have herself together. She was trying to get me right. She was trying to put me in a certain place and tell me, what to do. And whoever was hiding in the back in the bleachers in the nosebleeds talking about, telling people to get a job, and it's Sunday, 4th of July, and it was just a mess, a whole mess of a section, a whole mess of a group of people. I just had to let her know real quick. You real worried about the wrong things. You worried about curse words. You worried about, me saying expletives in front of your children, but you out here exposing yourself to your children and everybody else's children. And maybe you need to be more concerned with covering up your exposed brassiere than you are with the language that I'm using. And so it's just stuff like that. It was a lot of crazy stuff. It was a lot of crazy stuff that happened. It was a lot of crazy stuff that happened, but a lot of it, there were some people that were just like, I'm just like, whatever. And then, yeah, real quick, I'm about to be done with my I'm gonna pass it. Oh, what? I can hear you a little bit.
I was gonna ask you if you was to grade today. And how today went, would you view that as a win? Do you feel like today morally, morale?
I would say, I don't want to. I think you were the one that was talking about it earlier. I don't want to steal your whole flow, but you was talking about how basically it's a win to expose all the people that's out here, celebrating this holiday or whatever. Well, I saw black folks just let it ride. They said, that's none of my business. What are you gonna do? So, but it was, it was, and I'm not saying it was all the white folks, but all of the people, minus the guy who said that he was going to shoot me, he appeared to be Hispanic. But everybody else that I had an altercation with, everybody else that had something to say, everybody else that had a problem, the majority of them were older and white. But in general, the majority of them, minus that one person, like I said, was white. So it's, and there's a bunch of videos from different angles and stuff where they show all the people that was clapping for the police and applauding the police and, all of that stuff too. And it's, just a bunch of white people, a bunch of white nationalists, white supremacists, racist ass motherfuckers. And so when you play that back and when you watch that and you really dissect that, you see the type of people that are out here supporting the police. Like, I think you were saying, you were talking about if I was the police and I had supporters like that, I would be like ashamed.
Oh, that is nuts. That is nuts. Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah.
Hey.
I would too. Like if I had some.
You just look at who comments the most on the post, or who shows you the most love, or who thanks you in public. It's all racist folks. It's all
Yep.
racist folks.
Yep. So to be looking at that and watching that and digesting that in real life, to see these people out here really just like unconditional support. It don't matter that they shot somebody. They, rationalize whatever, was in their head. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy to see how people are really like, you really think that you really think that you're the better of us two? Like, if we compared our merits, you think that you would be the better person of us two because you're trying to call me out for using curse words in public while you being drunk, threatening me, trying to hit me, exposing yourself to minors? You think that if we did a comparison, we would be like, well, you did say fuck the police. If people are really out there saying, well, you did say fuck the police, you might want to reevaluate like your entire view. If you're trying to excuse, that's the whole problem, is that you are trying to excuse extreme reactionary violence. You're trying to excuse extreme reactionary violence because of extremely minor non-legal actions or words. This is, if you're really out there thinking some type of way about, oh no, if it was my kid that you were cursing in front of, I would try to fight you too. If you really out there with that mindset, it's no wonder why we have cases like Tyrus Jones and people are talking about, well, he ran from the police so he deserved to get shot. You out here trying to justify some grown-ass man putting his hands on me because I was saying fuck the police in front of his kids. It's no wonder why you make the leap from, this person deserved to get shot because they were running away. It's that extreme reactionary violence to minor and a lot of times non-legal actions that got us to this place to begin with, where we have an entity of murderous, violent oppressors that continue to get away with what they're doing because in the public eye, you're willing to justify that extreme... We already deleted that comment. It's okay. It's no wonder why we got to a place where these shootings are getting justified, or these instances of police brutality, police violence are getting justified, is because you're willing to sit there as a grown man in broad daylight tries to put his hands on a young woman and justify it by saying, well, we didn't like what she was saying. We didn't like that she was saying fuck the police. We didn't like that she was saying, fuck the 4th of July. We didn't like what she had to say. And so we're, if somebody puts their hands on her, I guess she had it coming. It's those, rationalizing, justifying those extreme reactions, those extreme and violent reactions that get us to a place where we can look at cases like Jose Gonzalez, who was running away from police. They not picking up the trash, they just blowing it around. But it's those that justifying the extreme and violent reactions to offenses that are not even violent, to offenses that are within people's rights to be doing, or whatever. Jose wasn't under arrest. Jose didn't have no warrants. So Jose hadn't done nothing wrong at that point in time. He was free to get out of the car and leave at any point. He was not the driver. He was not, suspected of any crime. They had no reason to be chasing him. If you want to say, they were chasing the car because they thought the car had been, involved in something, and that's their story that they're going with, that they thought the car had been involved in some criminal activity. Well, Jose wasn't driving the car. Jose was just in the car. Jose was a passenger in the car. So when he jumped out and took off running, some people just don't want to be around the police. I don't want to be around the police more than I have to. Right. So you so worried about getting the car and pulling over whoever is driving. Even if Jose would have stayed in that car and they would have pulled the car over, they have no right to be asking for his identification. He didn't have no warrant, so they had no right to arrest him. They had no right to even engage with him in any type of way, regardless of whether it was after the fact of the car was being pulled over, or after the fact that he jumped out the car and started running away. They had no legal reason to even pursue him. He was not driving no car. He was not doing nothing. He didn't have no warrant. He was not under arrest. He was not being detained. None of that. But people will still justify it by saying he ran from police and he deserved to get shot. So, when you live in a society that keeps justifying that extreme, and I mean extreme, like you trying to take somebody's life. Thank goodness both these cases I just touched on, Tyrus and Jose, thank goodness they both survived. But anytime you pull that trigger on your gun, that is lethal force. Deadly force. And they hit Jose in the leg. That was just bad aim. I'm gonna be real, that was just bad aim. Because you're not trained. A lot of people talk about, why can't they hit them in the leg, or why they gotta kill them, why they gotta hit them in the body, in the chest, why they gotta shoot them in the heart. Because that's where they're taught to shoot. It's deadly force. Deadly force. Not great bodily harm force. And when you are taught to shoot, the body is the biggest mass. The torso is the biggest mass on the body. When you run in, your legs moving, your arms moving, your arms pumping. The body don't move a lot. The body is something that's that'll stay where it's at. Your arms and legs running around, flinging around, doing whatever. The body is the easiest to hit. So they train you hit the body. So that's why every time you pull that trigger, it's deadly force. Because you train to hit the body. You train to hit the torso. Because it's the easiest place of the body to be trying to hit. It's the biggest target when they moving around, it's the easiest spot to hit. And that's exactly why they call it deadly force, because they know they aiming for the torso, and they know that getting hit in the torso also means a higher likelihood of death. So it is deadly force every time they pull that gun and shoot it. Every single time. So when they shot Jose, they wasn't planning on just hitting him in the leg, trying to disable him and, trying to get him down. They wasn't trying to do him no type of favors. They was trying to kill him. Owen McGinnis was trying to kill Jose Gonzalez Jr. He was trying to murder him for running from the police. Again, no warrant. He wasn't under arrest. He was the passenger in a vehicle, and they were trying to murder him for running away. And the car at that point hadn't even been pulled over. They hadn't even went to go stop the car. It was an undercover car that was even following them around. An unmarked car with the scope team that was following them around. And they just noticed something fishy about somebody following them around. And he felt uncomfortable. Thought it was the police. So we get out to go a different direction. Don't want to be where the police are. I get it. They shoot people. He was right to feel like that. Like, I don't want to be around the police. They shoot people. And then they shot him. That's exactly what they did as a response to that. I don't want to be around the police. I don't feel safe around the police. I'm not even driving right now. I'm just a passenger. I just don't want to be in this situation right now. The driver stopped at a stoplight. Jose got out, said, I don't want no part in this. I'm going to go a different direction than what you going in, because if you get stopped, I don't want shit to do with that. And they shot him anyways. He was just trying to get out of the situation. They shot him anyways. And again, it wasn't they spared him and intentionally shot him in the leg and was trying to do him any type of favors. He just had bad aim. So, it's crazy how people will, try to, kids are here, can't listen to this. And you instead, not make a teachable moment or whatever. You instead to make a fool of yourself in broad daylight in public in front of the police. In half these instances, the police was standing right there and ended up intervening with police and telling them, don't, just ignore it, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. You sitting here, you standing right here while these people threaten us. You standing right there while these people threaten us. This woman stood next to the police, her whole ass bra hanging out, talking about, I just want to, You just want to what? You just want to what? Finish it. Hell no.
They said looking at you.
Hell no. Yes, they on this sidewalk just standing there. Then they go to walk away. All right.
So
all right, bye.
They're on assignment just for the concerned citizens here in Rockford, Illinois.
Man, I don't know what they was on, but it was stuff like that, and people, either the guy that tried to swat at me or this woman with her whole ass bra hanging out, talking about, I just want to do this, I just want to,
That's the right.
do what? Hit me? Finish the sentence. You standing there huffing and puffing, shoulder to shoulder with this officer, telling him, you so mad at me for calling you out for having your whole ass bra hanging out and for cussing in front of your kids. You telling him you so mad that you just want to do something to this police officer right next to him. And they just, it's okay. Just ignore it. Just keep, just go on about your day. Just have a nice 4th of July. What? What? And that, it's not a crazy jump. It's really not a crazy jump when you talk about what people willing to rationalize and how hypocritical they are. When you jump to violence because you don't agree with the point that we're making out here,
What's up?
It's not hard to see how you justify others jumping to violence when they do something they don't agree with. It's not hard to justify jumping to violence in the case of Denzel Duvant. It's not hard to justify the police beating his ass when he was already in handcuffs because he ran.
No.
It's not hard to justify that. When you get to a point where you're saying it is okay for extreme force or excessive force to be used or extreme violence to be a reaction towards people that do something that you don't agree with. If you out here showing your ass trying to fight me in the middle of the street because I said fuck the police in front of your kids, it's no wonder why you got so many bootlickers out here justifying police shooting somebody in the back because they ran away. Is not a big leap. It's really not a big leap. Because if you're willing to show out like that on your own time, you ain't even getting a paycheck. You out here trying to beat people in the street. Of course you're going to say, all those people that got a badge, it's okay for them to do it. I would do it too.
They don't have no interaction with the police.
That's what you're saying. That is what you're saying. That is what is on display. That's what we seen at this parade. That's what we seen at this event downtown, with people gathering, people supporting the police, people disagreeing with our message. It's hypocrisy, and then it's almost like an irony. Irony in the fact that you don't agree with our message, but your response to that is to immediately jump to violence. Is to immediately react with extreme violence. So it's no wonder, having these interactions more and more, it don't surprise me now where I can hear people talking about still supporting the police, or hear people try and justify people getting shot by the police or brutalized by the police or terrorized by the police. It makes more sense to me now, because I'm like, oh, you was ready to box in the middle of the street because I said fuck the police. Of course you're going to justify them shooting somebody in the back because they ran away. Of course. It all makes sense now. Of course. So it was basically almost this whole ass candid camera expose on the people that was out here supporting this holiday, trying to talk about language being used in front of kids, but whole time being drunk in public, whole time threatening to shoot us, whole time trying to assault us, or assaulting us, my bad, trying to batter us, actually assaulting us. Whole time, got their bra falling out their top.
They don't even know what their kids are watching on their tablet. But they want to talk about profanity being used. They don't even know what's being done to their children on the tablets, opposed to what profanity are being used. There are more what you would call uncurse words being used downtown Rockford than there are curse words. But simple-minded people pay attention to only the curse words, because their life is a curse. Understand where you're coming from and where you're trying to go. There's a reason why there's a fuck 12. There's a reason why there's a all cops are bastards. But you're stuck on that. A guy's talking about, you don't even talk about the good stuff that cops do when they come into the neighborhoods and they save people from heart attacks. The fuck are you talking about? Cops come into our neighborhoods more frequently to pull over drivers who fit a profile, or to murder someone who fits a profile, than they do to save a life. Police officers do not prevent crime. They only report or respond to crime once a call has been made.
Sometimes they don't even do that.
Truth. If they feel like it, if it's deemed worthy enough, they will show up. We are romanticizing the police. When anybody that goes up and says anything about the police, I guarantee you have a criminal record. And I guarantee that you have someone that the police have done dirty to. Guarantee it. Guarantee. And you're sitting there acting, you don't want to go against the police because you're scared about what it may do to you. Because not going against what the police are doing has benefited you. You have got that company contract. You've got that church grant. You got that city office. You got that. But what are you going to do with it? You ran on the contingency of the black vote. You ran on the contingency of black issues. How many memorials are down here? 16? And out of the 16 memorials, 13 are of African American descent. That is a grand majority. What are you saying to back up what you're claiming? Or are you just running on being black? Is that enough for you? And these are questions, legitimate questions. I want to know.
Oh yeah, the police only show up when they just showed up right now. They're like Beetlejuice. You gotta stop saying it. You just the people. The people. But we the people. They made it real us versus them. So we can't really say the people when we talking about them. Because we the people, and they not with us. They're very much against us. But we also can't say the police, because every time we say it too many times, they just start driving by. They watch the lives. We know we all watch the lives. Whew. All right. I thought we was going to have one more person and come and share some crazy stuff that went down today, but I think either that's going to be a story for another day, or y'all can go back. There's a couple of lives that was made during the actual parade, and then it's some like videos and stuff. Like a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about that happened specifically to me. I kind of got with a person that was filming a lot of that, and they have a lot of that. So watch for that to be coming, and then any other videos y'all see circulating online and you want to send them to us, go ahead and send them to us straight to the May 30th inbox. We'll be able to see that. And then are you gonna share? Okay. Yeah, just share that with us straight to the May 30th inbox, and then share these lives, share the lives from the actual parade, and share the videos that will be coming up probably on the We Demand page. Does a lot of videos from protests and rallies and such. So follow them, share the videos, share these videos, share all the videos. Just share every video on here. Just keep sharing and engaging and commenting and letting all your friends see it and see how crazy these interesting people are who are saying one thing, trying to tell people to be one way, and then being a complete opposite way, show them how, the person that Leslie was on here talking about earlier that was trying to fight him, that the mayor ended up hugging. I exchanged words with him as well. He took a picture of the chalk that I was writing in the street and said, I'm going to send this to the mayor, which if any of you know, or have been following along with us in this journey in the last year, know that is quite hilarious, because worse has been written right outside the mayor's office, and I'm 120% sure that he just does not care. So it's really hilarious that people are inboxing him about it. Honestly, I encourage you all. I encourage everybody that has a problem with us chalking on the street and on the sidewalk. I encourage all of you to directly text message, inbox, email the mayor directly to him. Call him, text him, send him pictures, send him videos. Do it all directly to his cell phone. Please, please, we want you to. We want the mayor to be as aware as possible, because sometimes he's not seeing it. He only sees what's written around City Hall, or what's, what he sees when he walks in and out of City Hall. So we can't show him everything. But if you got his number and you seen stuff that was written all the way down the street outside of Jimmy John's, or all the way down the street outside of Omakase, or all the way down the street, across the bridge outside of Subway, if you see all that stuff that's written out there and you don't agree with it, please take a picture and send it straight to Tom McNamara. Please. Please. We would hate that. We would hate that. But I'm gonna get off here. I'm not go celebrate, but what time is it? Is the day over? Are we done? We done? Okay. It's not even the same day anymore. Why are we talking about the past? I'm gonna end this.